Well, welcome back to the channel. And today, what we're going to do is look at a couple of matches in the VK100-01P, which is a Tier 8 German heavy tank. Now, the last video we did was on the VK3601H in Tier 6, and I talked about how to side scrape in German heavy tanks. Now, when you start getting up into these higher tiers, 8, 9, and 10 in this line, your side scraping ability becomes even more valuable. So this is a really good example of it. So teams pushing up, and normally what happens here is the mediums and the lights go off onto the left hand side, and the heavies rush this bridge and hold this bridge, and it's really a battle for C at this stage. Now they've got another VK on their side of the equation here, but it's the new VK168. It's a very similar tank to the one that I'm in right now, except for it's a premium version, and it's part of the latest event that's happening at the moment. So just trying to take out anything that's going to come up on the rear of us at the moment, and obviously it's a clutch shot there on the SP1C and miss. So pretty much now still hugging this wall here, still trying to get as much cover as I can. Big mistake people make in these tanks is just rolling out into the middle and just being cannon fodder. Now, I'm trying to preserve as many hit points as I can for later on in this match, because I don't have a lot of faith in this team, and I'm just trying to do the best that I possibly can for as long as I can, and you can see where that pays in spades a bit later on in this game. Now, what I've done here is I've actually used a dead tank to cover up the part between the lower glacis, which is the part between the two tracks on the front of the tank. Now, that's very pennable. It's very weak, and you can see that that's where I'm targeting this VK168. Hang around too, because after this match I'll show you another one where I actually ammo rack one of those things in this tank. So it's pretty spectacular. But anyway, getting back to this, I'm just at this moment in time I'm using the premium rounds because I'm trying to get rid of that other block of flats there that's causing us a lot of drama. So you see now what I'm doing is pushing this dead tank, which is hopefully trying to preserve the vulnerable area on my tank, and you see me just bouncing shots. I'm still yet to lose a hit point in this match. Now this LTTB, he's done the right thing, he's trying to get up onto the side of me, but what I've done is backed away to take me away from the bigger cannons and try and isolate this guy. I know he's one shot for me to kill. He's got teammates following him, largely the smasher. Now, pretty unfortunate there to not get that shot to go in. Full blood smasher, and you can see he's shot at me and I've bounced. Running at the side of me, he's done a little bit of damage, but I've actually done more damage to him than he's done of me at this point in time. Managed to finally get a shot into him. Now what I'm going to do is work these walls. Now I'm going to work these walls and my angles, knowing the fact that that smasher does not have good gun depression, and the only thing he can aim for is my cupola, which is the little hatch on the top. And I'm going to try and get one in, and obviously I don't have a lot to aim at there. The mantlet on the front of that smasher is actually quite tough, so was never going to pen that, but I was trying to go for the tiny little window right next to him, next to that mantlet, which is very pennable. So he's come down because he knows he can't get anything on me up there, and now that I've backed up the hill, I'm trying to run down and do a bit of a ram job on him, because I'm just trying to do any damage I can, and these things are great for doing that. Now this E25 here comes bursting up on the scenes. Now watch what I do here. I just basically control him with the arse of my tank, so I'm literally pushing him in a way where he can't get my vulnerable back, and he can't sidle up to the side of me because I cannot actually get my gun down low enough to shoot this guy. So what I'm going to do now is just basically manipulate him into such a way where he cannot get behind me. His only choice here now is to go back up the hill, which plays into my hands, and I am able to get a shot on him. His hit points are really low, so my joy is now either shoot him or ram him. So that's exactly what I'm trying to do, is trying to push this smasher into him, miss him. But anyway, he's made the mistake of being behind me as I'm coming down the hill. So now I've only got the LTTB now, and let's just pause it here for a sec and imagine the fear running through this guy's head. He's trying to get away and he knows he can't. So yeah, end of story. So we win that match. It was actually a pretty decent match in this tank. and we just used every advantage that we had. First class there, and second highest score in the team, which was great. But if you look at the efficiency, we were able to do a lot of damage on the enemy without taking it. We got lots of bounces. That's what you want to try and achieve in this kind of tank. So that's exactly what we were looking for. Now, this is the match that I wanted to show you. This is where we start seeing the true power of this tank and the vulnerability as well. So if you're side on, you're in a situation where you can be vulnerable, right? So that's something we want to look at. So using the advantage of the tank that you have, and the advantage we have in this is the armor and the angles. So we want to try and capitalize on that. You never want to put this tank out into an open field somewhere where it can just be hit from any angle. Occasionally you get caught on some maps like that, and it's very difficult. So always try and look for what we had in that last game, which is some rock walls, or you can use a house, or you can use some rocks like in this one. And what you're going to try and do is side scrape away and only give your enemy a minimal target. And remember, the vulnerable points are the hatch. So if I can go into a rock wall, which actually is on the left hand side, then that's much better for me than on the right hand side that exposes that hatch. So I'm always looking for my advantage. What are we looking at? And I'm just here understanding what is the general gameplay. Everyone normally shoots along this tunnel here, and I pop out, and guess what? There they are. So I put one into that M6, and I'm just now side scraping off this rock, and I'm just keeping my turret out of the way. Now watch this. Here comes the ammo rack. 1680 hit points in one hit. So that's what I was talking about. If you are in a situation where you are basically side on in one of these tanks, you are leaving yourself open for anyone else to actually do a lot of damage. And if you ammo rack, it doesn't matter what you're in, it's going to cause you big problems. Now, just saying that, I get caught out a little bit here by this Borsig. Now the Borsig's up at the windmill. I've got 2 targets, and now what I try and do is target that Borsig, because I know HE from this gun is going to do a truckload of damage to that thing. But this other guy keeps pushing up, and unfortunately I had the wrong load in. I had the HE load in for the Borsig, and unfortunately hit the Action X. So that's not what I was hoping to achieve there. But you can see now we've got the ascendancy, and I see an opportunity here on the left with an M6, and again he shoots me and bounces, and unfortunately for him, I was able to dispatch him. So that's the end of that guy. And our team's now really got the upper hand. So when you're down to 3 tanks on 7, you're pretty much game over, especially when you got 2 tanks that are have had a fair amount of damage already taken. So it could have taken a shot here, but it might have missed. That's one thing you got to look at with the gun on this thing, is the bloom. If your reticle is not right down close, you're not going to get an accurate shot. So always try and take your time to aim, but use your side scraping ability in this, and use your armor to your great advantage, and you're going to have a lot of fun in this tank. I'm addicted to it right now. I'm playing heaps of games, having lots of fun. So I hope you enjoyed that video, and I hope it helps you in the German heavy tanks. Happy tanking. Ciao.